have professional game journos in the video game industry taking basically all of your tweets and every time you say something, putting it out there for their followers and mocking it the best they can. I think it speaks volumes to a couple of things. One, insecurities, and two, I'm saying something that they are worried about because they know it hits home. Because otherwise, they would just ignore it. I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of the video game industry. I have my YouTube channel, my website that they tried to get taken down, and my Twitter. That's really what I use to get my message out there. And I am just an individual. I don't work for a corporation. I don't get paid flights to fly places and get tickets places, nor am I jealous of the people that do, because if I did want that, then I'd have to pretend that I actually cared about this agenda-driven narrative that these people all have, because otherwise, they'd boot me out of it anyways. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and you might be wondering what I'm getting about with this whole video right now, and that's Summer Games Fest, and how this event is kind of a microcosm of what's happening right now in the video games industry at large. Personally, I am thrilled to find out what games are coming down the pipe that might be interesting for us to play. As gamers, that's what we should be caring about. But unfortunately, the Summer Game Fest is being brought to you by all these journos that are in cahoots with each other, getting each other's backs when they say something stupid, or protecting each other when they're out of control, or piling on when someone starts mocking someone. They all are in their own clique together. And unfortunately, because of that, there's some good people out there in the industry, I'm sure, just by default, just playing the numbers. There are people that truly care about gaming, truly have a passion for journalism, and really drove them to the industry because of that. But then they find out what I found out about these people, and they realize that if they don't go along with the crowd, they're blackballed out of it, and because of that, they have to put up or shut up, and if they say anything, they're out. So by default, even if you go into the industry with good intentions, this organized mafia that it's become forces you to comply with what their agenda is. That's a problem. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down why gaming journos, in my opinion, are the biggest problem when it comes to Summer Game Fest, which, not a big surprise, they're the biggest problem when it comes to announcing anything with gaming, because these people all have their narratives and agendas, and if you don't comply with them, you are the outcast. And I've seen that personally. I've been blackballed by them already, and now they're using that to shun me as a way of saying, oh, now he's just sad that he can't be one of us, or mocking me because I don't have tickets to go and that I'm just wishing I could be there, but I'm not important enough to be there. It's like, if I wanted to go in person, I would. It's in LA, I'd buy a ticket and I'd drive up there. The last thing I want to do is be in a place surrounded by your ilk. Like, this is a major issue permeating the entire industry. And until the industry comes crashing down and everyone gets laid off because they realize how useless all of you are, nothing's going to change. I wrote on Twitter, Summer Games Fest is starting to look like an orgy of terrible games media folks congregating to pretend they care about gaming. In reality, they're just attending to tighten their grip on the narratives in the video game industry. It's slipping away. And now that tweet doesn't really encapsulate my feelings for the situation, which is why I wanted to make a video and expand on this. They see the layoffs. They see the struggles that their companies are going through. They see that their job is not necessarily necessary. And because of that, it concerns them. It makes them nervous, and they start lashing out at, say, people like me that are just trying to hold them accountable for the awful things they've said or done while being employed and working in the video game industry. Truly horrific things. That's what Kotaku Detected on smashjt.com is all about. And yeah, they're not the biggest fan of me holding them accountable for their words. John Phipps, who is on Kotaku Detected, took my tweet, even though I have him blocked. I don't know where he got this from, an alt account? I don't know. For those of you who don't know John Phipps, here's a quick video introduction of how normal this gentleman is.
Swear to fucking God, dude. I swear to fucking God. If I ever meet any one of you motherfuckers in public, fuck.
Say it, big man. Say it, big man.
You're getting fucking curb stomped. Oh. I'll put you through a fucking table. Like, this is fucking garbage, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
But he said, the feeling when the club is hopping, but you get turned away at the gate, in response to what I said. If I wanted to go to Summer Game Fest, they have tickets available. It's like 2-hour drive away from me. I'd go. The last thing, like I said, I want to do is be around your ilk. It would be horrific. I'll watch it on YouTube and get it straight from the source. I don't need you guys to try to filter it through the exact narratives and agendas you're propagating. I'd rather take that for myself and dispense it to my audience the way they want to hear it. You know, the whole story, not just a part of it, but everything about it, what's interesting to me, what's not, giving a full depiction of it. No, maybe you guys don't know what that is. Which ironically is why you guys are losing. YouTube is showing the truth to people as opposed to shoving narratives down their throats. And Ash Parrish, someone else who is also on Kotaku Detected for their awful things that they did, leaving out the truth behind Sweet Baby Inc. in the story that she wrote for The Verge, she quoted John Phipps and said, "No, but I do love the idea that we're all here for our annual, okay, let's decide the narrative for the year meeting. Can we please finally hold a vote for my play Midnight Suns bill? It's been 4 years now. Also, need sponsors for my next bill. All protagonists are gay now." Like, I get it. Tongue-in-cheek, trying to be funny, like, oh, they're all going together, and that's what I'm saying. They're all going there just to push an agenda and narrative, and it's this weird cult that they all get together and tell the developers how to make games. Like, that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. It's really easy to mock what I say and twist the words into your narratives, because that's what word wizards do. That's what these people do for a living, and I should know because I write quite a bit myself. It's very easy to change the meaning of a word to fit what you want it to say so that the other person looks as dumb as possible. And someone shared with me that Jeff Grubb also tweeted something about this, saying, "Please tune in to Collusion Cabal on Giant Bomb starting tonight." Like, trying to make a joke of it. And of course, Alyssa Mercante reposted this. This is what they all do. They're all in a tight clique together. It's right out in the open, by the way. I'm literally showing it to all of you as I talk about this in my videos, about how it's collusion in video games journalism. They're all buddies. They're all friends. They all scratch each other's backs. They all cover for each other when they do huge F-ups, when they make huge mistakes, when they say things that most people in any line of work that I've ever worked would get fired for. They're covering for them. They're trying to play it off like it's a joke. They're trying to play it off like that's normal. And it's anything but. They feel the screws tightening. They feel the walls closing in. The game industry in general is becoming an environment that only the best will survive. And I, for one, think that's a good thing. It's just taking way longer to get rid of the bloat, which I would say most of these people are, out of the industry to focus back on what's important to gamers and our hobby that is actively trying to be taken away from us. People that want to inject DEI agendas, implement more representation or marginalized voices, and making sure that a game goes through a filter like Sweet Baby Inc. or one of those types of companies to make sure that boxes are checked, to make sure that there's a certain protagonist that looks a certain way and fits these certain demographics to fit this certain market share. It's like, can we just get back to making a game that's really fun and making a game that goes beyond what's already been created, instead of holding the entire industry back to make sure we have jobs for these people that literally do nothing except make up things to create a job for themselves. There's absolutely no need, no place for it in the game industry. We don't want it, and as gamers, as I've seen in my comment section, have rejected it vehemently. Real gamers are starting to speak up. Polish Tamale said, "As long as poor sales and more studio closures are on the way, the game industry will have no choice but course correct. Even if they take another 5 years of L's, there won't be an investor left for these corporations to leech off, much less the value of an ESG score." And that's the funny part about all of this. These activists working as journalists under the guise of protection from these companies have no idea that their job is absolutely, completely unnecessary. They could be let go tomorrow and they'd be like, "What? I thought I was doing something good for this company. I thought that's what you wanted." When in reality, it's a much bigger situation going on well above their heads of people with much more money implementing exactly what they want and how they want it to play out. Something I'd like to think gamers could resonate with is the passion for games. Not people encouraging the injection of DEI or ESG scores, political agendas, activism, or any kind of other external factors. As gamers, we need to continue to hold these so-called journalists accountable and demand a return to authenticity, no matter how much they try to mock me or you or anyone else that tries to stand up for what we feel is right. And that's how I feel about Summer Game Fest as a microcosm for what's going on right now in the video games industry. Like I said at the beginning, I am excited about potential new games coming out and what they could mean for us as gamers. But holy crap, these people have such a tight grip on the industry that it cannot be shaken or broken until the industry starts to collapse on top of them. So I guess, in a way, I'm kind of hoping for an industry crash, for reality to hit these people and realize that what they are doing is not necessary, is not adding anything to anything at all. They're actually detracting from our hobby. We should have gatekept them out of it because exactly the opposite is happening right now. They have come in, infiltrated our hobby, and are now proactively gatekeeping people like me and everyone else out of it for their mafia-style organization that they've created for themselves. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Now, so speaking of toxicity, I've seen some of the hate you get because you've shared it on Twitter. How do you deal with it? Because it's intense sometimes.
I try not to. I understand that the majority of people who engage with my content in that kind of way are not dealing with it in good faith, so I don't have to pay attention to them.
Smash it,